Hi, this is Judy at Judy in the Kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make my Snickerdoodle cookies. These are cookies that I used to make when I had my bakery bistro, and the recipe comes straight out of my cookbook, Secrets of a Professional Baker. And these were favorite recipes of my customers at the bakery bistro that I used to have. If you're interested in one of these cookbooks, the link on the screen will take you to where you can find a way to buy it. But I will also have this recipe printed out in full so that you can download it or print it out on my website and also my blog, judiclee.com. Now I'm going to start by creaming my fat and my sugar, and I'm going to be using a half of the recipe here. I'm just going to be making half, but I'm going to use 1 stick of butter, and you want to use butter when you're making cookies. There's just no other way than to use real butter. It gives it the best flavor. So that will be 4 ounces of butter, or a half a cup. And again, this is half the recipe that's in the book. I don't need a lot of cookies right now. And I'm going to use 3/4 cup of granulated sugar. And as you can see, I'm using my stand mixer. That's the best way to get everything as smooth as you possibly can. So I'm going to blend these up and cream this butter, and I'll be right back. Okay, as you can see, my butter and sugar are very well creamed, and to that I just added a half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and then I'm going to add in 1 whole egg, and I'm going to take this back to the mixer and combine these ingredients before I add the dry mix. Alright, as you can see, my mixture is creamed really well and it's nice. So now it's time to add in my dry mixture, and to this I have about 1.5 cups, which would be roughly 7.5 to 8 ounces of all-purpose unbleached flour, and in this I've mixed 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda and 1 teaspoon of cream of tartar. Okay, so I'm going to just add this in there, and then I'm going to take it back to the mixer and cream this really well and mix it just until it's blended really nicely, but not overbeat it, or else you'll make your cookies tough. Okay, as you can see, my dough has mixed up very, very well, and now what I'm doing is I'm taking a tablespoon measure and measuring out a tablespoon of dough, rolling it into a ball in my hand, and now in this little bowl I have a mixture of 1.5 tablespoons of granulated sugar with just 1 teaspoon of ground up cinnamon. And now we just want to roll this in there to coat the ball with that cinnamon sugar mixture, and then just put it on the baking sheet. And just continue to do this with all of the dough until you have formed all of the cookies. And in the meantime, my oven has preheated to 400 degrees. When all this is ready to go, I'm going to bake it at 400 for roughly 9 minutes until they are lightly browned. And I'll be back with you and show you what they look like when they're baked. My snickerdoodles are baked. I got 22 out of that half a batch, so that was really quite a bit of cookies. I did put them a little close on the sheet. I did that deliberately because I wanted to bake it in one round. But you might want to put them apart just a little bit more so that they don't form a funny shape. As you can see, these cookies really aren't hard to make, and you don't need to go out and buy a mix. You can make them all yourself. Give this a whirl and let me know how it works for you. This is Judy at Judy in the Kitchen. Happy baking! Hi, this is Judy at Judy in the Kitchen. Whoop!